The Prime Minister has spoken to the Karnataka Chief Minister to try and get a grip of the situation in the state after extensive rainfall in Karnataka. At least till the 21st of November, at least 24 people were killed, over 650 homes damaged, 5 lakh hectares of agri-crop has been damaged. Extensive rainfall, as a result of which, as you can see, inside spaces of buildings have been flooded as well. Parts of the IT hub of India's IT capital have been underwater. Colonies remained underwater till a couple of hours back. Even snakes, as you can see over there, in these floodwaters inside somebody's home. It's a fairly precarious situation, a complete breakdown of the municipal setup in Bengaluru, with a constant problem of encroachments being widely reported. But the November rainfall in the south of the country going beyond Bengaluru, well above normal. In fact, Bengaluru was at 428% above normal, Chennai at 238% above normal, Ernakulam at 139% above normal, Nellore at 132% and Chittoor 238% of normal. As a result of which, widespread extensive flooding in several parts of South India.
There is unprecedented rain. Therefore, along the main drain, there are issues. There are water logging in the apartments. We are all clearing it. And we are taking a lot of permanent measures like making main drain clear and building new drains. And I am taking stock of the situation. And I will talk to all my senior engineers and officers and see that there will be some solution for all this water logging in different areas of Bengaluru.
What about Karnataka, sir? Yesterday you visited
Karnataka, the main problem is crop loss. So I have asked my officers to do the survey quickly so that we can pay the compensation immediately.
Well, there's been a break in rainfall that has affected Bengaluru over the last few days, also other parts of Karnataka, at least as of this morning and this afternoon thus far. Flooding was seen in many parts of Bengaluru yesterday following the incessant rainfall the night before. The water level is receding, but at a badly hit apartment complex in Yelahanka in the city, there is still no relief from waterlogging, as Maya Sharma reports.
Reporting from Bengaluru after a heavy rains. Sometimes you can get little out of your depth. Over there, a compound wall of the Kendriya Vihar apartments, it's been broken to allow water to come out of the apartments, and water is still here and it is in fact being allowed to leave there. This is after incessant rain on Sunday that caused flooding, and in this low level of the apartment it caused a huge amount of damage. Joining Mr. Shiva Prasad, who is president of the Kendriya Vihar apartments. Have you seen something like this before, or is this the first time?
This is for the first time. In fact, 130 mm of rain has caused this type of inundation.
Okay.
And in fact, this has been built, this apartment is almost 21 years old.
21 years old,
yeah,
okay.
Built by CGWHO.
Okay.
And of course, everything is here to see. For last 3 days, we have faced for the second time.
You've never faced this in all these years?
No.
Never before?
Yes, once back in 2017, the same intensity of rain was there.
Okay.
At that point of time, we had a little bit of problem.
All right.
But not at this intensity.
Not this level at all?
Yes, definitely.
And what do people say is the cause of this?
The main cause would be the rain only. Other than that, I don't. There doesn't seem to be any other reason for this.
Okay.
The intensity of the rain.
Residents certainly hoping that this wading of water situation ends sooner rather than later. It has been blue skies in Bengaluru today, so the hope is there. With DM Kumar, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV. A tractor being used to help people leave this apartment. There are drinking water bottles in there because, of course, this apartment block has been struggling when it comes to electricity, when it comes to water over the last few days, from the time the heavy rain actually started. You can see this car actually being moved on this truck. I mean, it's amazing to see this, that this is in fact the way the cars are being moved out of the apartment. Incredibly difficult time for the residents as well, who have been living in this 21-year-old apartment. And this really is how it is. So, did you ever expect anything like this?
We never expected.
Unbelievable. So, residents leaving the apartment block with their car, and we're having to move this side, wading through the water as vehicles make their way. This car coming out, driving on its own steam. That car, of course, being carried out. There are boats here. These are the boats that are actually used to move residents when the water level was even higher. Over there is the break in the wall made so that water can actually flow out. This apartment is built very close to lakes, and the incessant rain has let that lake water level rise. Bad city planning to have homes built on lake beds or close to lake beds. Bad city planning also to have stormwater drains blocked, to have encroachments in the stormwater drains and near to lakes. The result? Flooded apartments, lives turned upside down. In the middle of landlocked Bengaluru, we are seeing flooding. With DM Kumar, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV. Residents of this apartment, which has been badly hit by floods. People, of course, hugely affected. The apartment, you can still see water flooding everywhere. There is water everywhere, and it has not been possible for many residents to actually walk out. So these are residents who have been brought out in this jeep. They could not walk out. People are being asked to actually leaving because the place actually has had no electricity either. There have been water problems. There have been problems as well. So ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರಲ್ವಾ ಹೊರಗಡೆ
ನಾನು ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ there is no water at all.
You're going to your mother's
house. Yes.
There's no water here at all?
Absolutely no water.
No water, no electricity?
No electricity. I had a UPS and little water filled in.
Yes.
But that's not enough. We are finding it very difficult.
So you're leaving and going
Honestly
somewhere else.
speaking, I didn't even brush my teeth today. I had my breakfast, I had my tea, but
no water.
No
cannot
water.
Cannot be.
Very cannot. So
and I saw you all came out in the jeep, or
in the jeep we came.
Because the senior citizens cannot walk actually in this.
Correct.
All right.
Very difficult. She is also, she's my wife.
Yes.
She cannot, find it very difficult.
ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಮ್ಮಿ ನಿನಗೆ ಈ ತರ has this happened before at any time?
Before there has been a water problem, but not this serious. Not this serious.
So now you're actually leaving home. I can see your suitcases here. Why residents of this apartment have decided it is better to leave home and stay somewhere else until the situation returns to something like normal. With DM Kumar, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV. The Kendriya Vihar apartments at Yelahanka in Bengaluru, and that is a vehicle leaving the apartments. The result, a wave, a huge wave, which is really making things a little bit difficult. Now, in a landlocked city like Bengaluru, this is not the first time that I've actually reported on rain wading in water. What's the cause? Well, of course, there were record rains recently. Bengaluru and Karnataka did see very, very high rainfall. But to account for this, it's also city planning issues. Homes have been built like this apartment very, very close to lakes, extremely close to lakes. So when those lakes fill up after heavy rain, the water actually comes to the residences. Not just building close to lakes and encroaching on lake beds, there's also a question of stormwater drains that are often blocked with debris, with construction debris or encroachments. Those stormwater drains have to be cleared, and the Chief Minister has said he will be taking permanent measures to make sure that has happened. That's to avoid temporary measures like this, the breaking of the compound wall, to make sure that the water can in fact leave the apartment complex. But for now, even though the sun is brighter today and the sky is blue, this is the situation at the Kendriya Vihar apartments at Yelahanka, which bore the brunt of very, very heavy rainfall over the weekend here in Bengaluru. With DM Kumar, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV.